Today we're going to be talking about 8 tips for wide receivers to never drop a pass that you may have not heard of. Now, tip number 1 is going to be for over-the-shoulder passes, and that's going to be having late hands. So anytime that ball is thrown over the shoulder, the common mistake a lot of receivers make is they'll be running, they'll show their hands super early and almost raised to catch this ball at its highest point, even when a DB is right on their hip. Now, when a DB is right on our hip, he's not playing the ball, playing us, looking back and forth. He's strictly playing me and playing my hands. So the sooner I show my hands, the more time I have for him to be able to react and punch this thing out. So when that ball's thrown over the shoulder, guys, we want to catch this thing about chest level, keep my arms pumping as long as possible, trust my eyes, and be late with your hands so that DB doesn't have a chance to knock it out. Now, tip number 2 is going to be catching through contact. So anytime that you guys are running over the middle, catching in traffic, catching while you're getting hit, one of the common mistakes a lot of receivers make, and this is developed from bad habits throughout 7-on-7, 1-on-1s, they'll catch the ball and they almost hold this thing away from themselves as they are running upfield. As soon as that ball hits your hands, you guys, you want to catch this thing and rip it violently to the tuck. So if you are going to get hit, at least you secure the ball. And if you're catching this ball over the middle and running like this, that makes it very easy for a DB to play your hands and knock the ball out if he's right on your hip. So we have to make sure, guys, anytime running over the middle, catch violent to the tuck so I can secure that ball. Now, also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you would like a summer workout schedule that you can follow, check out that very first link in the description below for our elite wide receiver training package. What you'll get access to is 8 weeks of daily gym workouts for wide receivers and on-field workouts for wide receivers. We break down everything Monday through Friday. Monday you're doing this, Tuesday you're doing that. With gym workouts, field workouts, we give you video examples of each drill and each gym workout and the exact sets and reps to follow. So guys, if you want a daily training schedule, check out that very first link in the description below. Let's get back to this video. Now, tip number 3 is going to be practicing one-handed catches. This is something that I feel a lot of wide receivers neglect because, you know, it's like always the stigma, oh, well, you always want to catch with 2 hands. And yes, you always want to catch with 2 hands, but there are going to be times, you guys, whether it's an over-the-shoulder pass over the middle, a DB's going to be holding, he's going to be grabbing my arm, and I'm only going to be able to use one hand. So you guys have to practice those situations. So with my receivers, I'll throw to them. Obviously, we're warming up. We'll do like maybe 10, 15 catches here, 10, 15 here, 10, 15 here, and then we'll work maybe 10 to 15 where they're catching it one-handed because, again, working on one-handed catches helps with hand-eye coordination, and that could also help with grip strength, but it's preparing you for a situation when you may not have to be able to use 2 hands or you have to reach far out to secure this thing. So make sure you add that to your catching routine. Now, tip number 4 is going to be for a jump ball catch. Most important thing when you're catching a jump ball as a receiver is you have to put your body between the defender and the ball. So let's say I'm running this way on a goal line fade. Quarterback throws this thing up. I got a DB right on my hip. I go up for this thing. I don't want to come down and face this DB because he's just going to be able to knock that thing out on the way down. It's almost like catching in traffic like we mentioned earlier in this video. I want to be violent to the tuck, but you use your body as a shield between the defender and the ball. So I go up for this jump ball catch. I want to rip it away. Or another method I've seen a lot of receivers have success with, it's not necessarily my personal favorite, but you go up for this jump ball and you pull this thing over the back of your head so that defender can't make a play on the way down. Now, the next tip for receivers to never drop a pass comes to low passes. So if you get a pass that's thrown, I would say below your belly button, you want to ultimately flip your hands. I'm sure all of you guys have heard from the time you were real little, whenever you catch the ball, you want to have your thumb and your index connected, you want to stay in a diamond shape. But when that ball is thrown, you want to flip your hands to where your pinkies now are connected. And the reason why you want to do that is so it's easier to receive the ball, right? You never want to be low, like on a low pass, and push the ball away. A lot of guys, especially when they're running, they try to almost push this thing away from themselves. Flip your hands, keep your pinkies connected so we could receive this ball, look it in, and be more consistent when that quarterback throws a low pass. Now, tip number 6 for wide receivers is they will pick up field too quickly when this ball hits their hands. So what you want to think about is taking a photo of the ball. So what I mean by that is when that ball makes contact with your hands, there should be nothing else in your line of vision. It should be a split second where you are taking a picture of the ball with your eyes. I would prefer for you guys to take that picture of the 4 points of the ball. But when you snap that photo and that's what you're thinking about when the ball makes contact with your hands, you're less likely to have this thing catch, turn up field, and then we have that drop because I simply take my eye off of it. Now, if you're a receiver and you want to work on your hands, but you maybe don't have a quarterback to throw to you 100 different passes a day, check out that second link in the description below for our 30-day wide receiver catching program. No quarterback is necessary. We give you solo catching drills you can do with tennis balls for your hand-eye coordination, grip strengthening exercise to make your hands stronger to help you with difficult types of catches. So guys, second link in that description below if you want to improve your hands. Now, tip number 7 to never drop a pass is having a laces or no laces call out when you're warming up with the QB. So before practice, guys, every single time receivers, quarterbacks, they get warm, they're simply playing catch. How you can maximize your time on that if you struggle with catching the ball and not looking it all the way into the tuck and dropping it, like we mentioned earlier in this video with that taking the photo method. A laces, no laces call out is one of the best ways to get you guys to watch the ball into the tuck before you get upfield. So what you're gonna simply do is just have your hands pumping, quarterback's gonna throw you a ball, you're gonna catch, tuck it away, and if you see the laces on the tuck, you've gotta verbally, you can call it out to yourself, you don't gotta shout it, you wanna verbally call it laces. You catch it, tuck it away, no laces. And that holds you accountable, because if you have to call it out, especially if a coach is holding you accountable for that, it forces you to have to look it in, because you ultimately don't wanna make that mistake. Now, tip number 8 to never drop a pass is kind of a drill, I would say. What you're gonna do is you're gonna number one end of the football and number the other end of the football. Now, what I mean by that, let's say on this end of the football, on this quadrant of the ball, you're gonna write a number 4, you're gonna write a 4, a 4, and a 4 on all 4 quadrants. Then on the other side, what you could do is you could put a 3, a 3, a 3, and a 3. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have a quarterback throw to you. He's gonna look at the end of the ball. So let's say this is the 4 end. So when he throws it to you, that 3 end is gonna be the part of the ball that hits your hands first. So what you're gonna have to do is when you catch it, you have to verbally call out whether you see 3s or 4s. Now the quarterback knows when he throws it to you which end you should be seeing, so you don't cheat the drill. So this is a great way to get you guys to take that photo of the ball, and it's a simple drill that you guys can work anytime you're working with a quarterback and have a ball of your own.